We're in the gate. And they're off in the American, and Cabo Spirit bounced beautifully straight to the front. Phosphorescence is asked for early speed, and here's King of Gosford cruising right up to Cabo Spirit, so those two will be stride for stride into the first turn. Il Bellator between horses, Zio Joe at the rail, St. Anthony 3 deep, Phosphorescence, and Endlessly is at the back. 5 lengths off front running Cabo Spirit, and Cabo Spirit sets the terms, cruising along thus far. Has it a length and a half. King of Gosford also comfortable in second. Another 2, St. Anthony trying to go and put a little pressure on the top pair with Zio Joe and Il Bellator stride for stride. Endlessly is next, and Phosphorescence, his stablemate, is down at the rail. They're heading to the half-mile pole. Cabo Spirit and Mike Smith the length. Flavien Prat has King of Gosford tracking in second. Then comes Zio Joe and St. Anthony. Il Bellator, Green Silks between those two, Endlessly and Phosphorescence. Cabo Spirit's had it all his own way, with the big favorite King of Gosford still 3/4 back in second. 2 more, Zio Joe now asks for a bit more at the rail. Il Bellator, St. Anthony outside of him. Endlessly is going to have to go 4 wide, asked to run now. And Phosphorescence, Cabo Spirit has his mind on business today, and he goes on strongly at the 8th pole. 2 lengths back to King of Gosford, who's all out in second. Endlessly in the center of the course, it's Cabo Spirit. King of Gosford trying his best with one final try, but Cabo Spirit is just simply too sharp under Mike Smith, coast to coast in the American. King of Gosford was simply second best. Endlessly and Zio Joe. In the winner's circle, Cabo Spirit, 6-year-old dark bay or brown gelding by Pioneer of the Nile out of Fancy Day, owned by Kretz Racing, trained by George Papapadromo, ridden to victory by Hall of Famer Mike Smith. Cabo Spirit bred in Kentucky by Windstar Farm, running time 1:34.42 seconds. Pleased to welcome Danielle Vasanova to present to Kretz Racing, George Papapadromo and Mike Smith as Cabo Spirit takes the American Stakes. Next, race 8 for Jersey Sunset, the jockey Abel Lescano. 19 minutes to the start of the late pick 3. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Michelle Yu.
Thanks so much, Frank. Joined right now by Mike Smith, who was aboard Cabo Spirit for that victory. On paper, I thought there's no way they let you get away with this like you did last time in the kill row, but there you were out there. You looked very comfortable. Were you surprised?
You know, he broke well, and he actually ran a great race last time. I'd only beaten, what, a head, you know, for everything. I thought if I could just get that same effort out of him, that he'd be tough. And I might have got even a little more out of him today. He was really comfortable out there, and I found the golden egg, man.
Definitely found the golden egg. Coming around the corner, it looked like King of Gosford was trying to make that run, but I feel like you never even had to ask Cabo.
You know, I asked him a little bit down the lane. I think it was more for me than him, to be honest with you. I just wanted to make sure that I got that they got their money's worth anyway. If I'd have left him alone, he probably would have just done the same thing. But I just stayed a little busy on him just because he was out there by himself. And I know there's some closers in there, and they're going to come that last whole 100 yards to 50 yards. They always come with a big burst, so I just wanted to make sure that I kept him focused.
Well, something about you two really rings beautifully here as you come in with a nice win. Congratulations and happy Easter.
And thank you. Happy Easter, everyone.